Hello, I'm back. It's 3:43 p.m. in the afternoon. So, thankfully, I have enough for I had help with enough for two more nights and probably almost enough maybe for a third night. Um but, you know, like this morning, um the prices they were raised a little bit higher um than usual, you know. So I didn't get to sleep that great last night, but I think maybe I got 4 hours of sleep. But I don't know if it was 4 o'clock or 4:30 that I woke up this morning, and then I think after 6:30 or so, I dozed off and fell back asleep. And then it was 8:18, I think, when I woke back up, and I was so tired that it was very difficult for me to drag myself out of the bed. And so I went downstairs and had the muffin and juice. It was a different brand of the muffins. It was like these two smaller muffins in a pack, and they were like chocolate chip muffins rather than the chocolate muffin. And sadly, they didn't have the banana nut, but I like the chocolate chip, but they always be trying to give me blueberry. I'm like, no. So anyway, um so I paid for 2 nights, and then because I wasn't sure if I would have had enough for a third night. So I paid for 2 nights, and I'm thankful and glad to be out of the weather. And if I didn't have help, I would have had to check out um, and be out in that weather. And then, like, the buses and the streetcars had stopped running. And then, despite there being a lot of traffic, like there was no DoorDash, no Uber Eats, none of that, and because of the weather. And then, I thought they said certain schools were closed, but certain schools, I guess, were opened, and and I heard that some of the kids have late dismissal because of the flooding and stuff. And I heard that they had like bad tornadoes and stuff, especially in Slidell. Um, so um, the different brand of muffin that I had this morning, um, around lunchtime, I was crazy hungry. But when I have the Otis Spunkmeyer muffin, whether it be the chocolate or the banana nut, it seems like it seems like it can hold me over like all the way until dinner. Sometimes when I have that, like just the Otis Spunkmeyer muffin and juice, like my appetite be held over all the way till dinner. But these brand, I don't remember the name of it, but they were greasy as hell. Excuse me. And I ended up being like um really really hungry around lunchtime. And so I called a nearby restaurant and asked them if they were open, and they said yeah. And so then I looked online, and I found out about this coupon that they had that if you buy $30 worth of stuff, like you had to redeem it online, and if you buy $30 worth of stuff, you can get it for 15. So, and they said it was dine-in only. So normally I probably would have gotten like cheaper meals and like save one for lunch and then one for dinner, you know. But since you had to meet the $30 quota of at least minimum of $30, I had to challenge myself to get like one of the most expensive things on the menu, but it ended up being $15, and it was, turned out to be, cheaper than, you know, DoorDash or whatever. Well, not a whole lot cheaper, but a little bit. But if I get like DoorDash and the buy one get one free, or I'm sorry, not DoorDash, Uber Eats, the buy one get one free. If I try to get something that's like the cheaper menu items, like that being like $9.95, and it's like buy one get one free, and then it'd be like maybe about $15 or so, you know, but I mean, a lot of the times I don't like to be walking somewhere and being bombarded with such heavy gang stalking. I mean, even despite the crazy weather, I still was being gang stalked. You know, walking a short distance. So yeah, I got like $30 worth of food for 15. But one of the workers was nice enough that she encouraged me to just take the dessert home. You know, so I had like the drink and I mean, I felt bad because it was like fried foods or whatever, but this is doggone New Orleans. So I had like side salad and and pink lemonade and also some catfish, shrimp, and fries. Um, and then I had like a cheesecake. I couldn't even eat the cheesecake. I'm gonna save that for dinner hours. But she let me take the cheesecake home. But that was a deal that I found because since I couldn't order like the DoorDash or Uber Eats due to the weather, but um because of the rain, I guess the gang stalking wasn't really heavy, but I still had to experience a fucking red car and one headlight or whatever other gang stalking. And yeah, I stuck my middle finger up at him. You know, um, and I forgot what other gang stalking experiences that I had while trying to go and get lunch. But the cheesecake will be for dinner. You know, because if I could have been able to take the food home, maybe I could have. Um, I probably would have split the lunch in half. Half of, you know, maybe I could have had like the fries and shrimp for one meal, and one piece of bread, and then the other piece of bread and um the other piece of bread and the catfish and fries. I mean, or the salad or whatever, um, for dinner or something. So yeah, that was a deal that I stumbled upon. but they say it was dine in only, no takeout or delivery or anything. But I am stuffed. Um, but um, but yeah. Um, so I had to walk through. I was really hungry and wondering how I was gonna be able to get somewhere to get something to eat. But so I had to walk. Tried my best to avoid it, but I had to walk through flooded water. You know, and excuse me. Now I got the heater on. Um, Trying to dry my shoes out. Um, you know, but excuse me, acid reflux. But I mean, I felt guilty. I felt bad because all that fried food and stuff. But I don't eat like that every day or all the time. I definitely don't. Eating fried foods, nah, don't really eat like that every single day. But a lot of times I be worried about my health and wishing that I could eat healthier. You know, but minus the hotel room, if I had to be on the streets and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, um, I'm pretty sure it would have costed me more than 15 or $20. You know, throughout the whole day. To have something to eat. But it's very hard for me to find like cheaper food, but the cheaper stuff be unhealthy. So like I found the Crispito, look like taquitos but a little bit longer and bigger. You know, um, and they were $2 each. And yesterday evening, and then like three tiny little bags of Doritos. But I know I mean, it's not healthy to eat like that, like all the time either. But I have been worried about my health, um, and aside from paying the couple of hotel rooms, I mean, the couple of hotel nights, um, aside from paying for the couple of hotel nights, I, you know, spending money on food to eat for today, that's all else I'm gonna spend today. But yeah, usually the middle of the week or the beginning of the week, the hotel prices are usually cheaper. But I really think that hotel rooms are filling up fast and being more expensive because of that French Quarter Fest that's supposed to happen this weekend. Excuse me. I never attended a French Quarter Fest either. Um and I never really attended like Bayou Classics and Battle of the Bands, and I never attended French Quarter Fest or Super Sunday and all those events. But um I like in 2018 I went to one Essence Fest event, but I never really been to the Essence Fest concerts. And the only time I ever went to Jazz Fest was I was 11 years old and the foster mom's sister Mickey took me. But other than that, I'd be too poor to be able to this is my hometown, but a lot of the time I'd be too poor, to be able to, with my homeless situation, too poor to be able to treat myself to something, even when I wasn't homeless, financially struggling. But the only reason I was able to, I was working at the zoo, so it was easier for me to, you know, walk around, or because I was already working there. But the animals be funny. The animals would be funny sometimes. But I mean, even far back as 2012, you know, realizing that, damn, I can't even afford to go to the aquarium, you know. But excuse me, but I do not go to the movies or anything, and I don't remember if it was 2017 or 2018 was the last time that I remember trying to go to like a museum in City Park, and I thought that they said it was free on Saturdays, and kind of found out it wasn't really free. So, um, so I mean, but I don't go to the movies anymore. Um, and I don't think I ever rode like the Natchez steamboat, but like of course when we're kids and in school or whatever, they used to have like where we can go on field trips to the zoo, the aquarium, the nature center, IMAX, and a few other attractions. They took down that Jazzland slash Six Flags New Orleans, and I don't know what's going on with that. I heard that it's permanently closed forever. I mean, it wasn't even open for that long, and then Hurricane Katrina took it away, and I don't know if they're gonna rebuild it or if it's gone for good. But I've heard people say it's gone for good. It used to be called Jazzland, and then they changed it to Six Flags New Orleans. And excuse me. So um, and like I'm in 2017 or 18, I think it was. I don't remember what year. I think it was 2017 though. I went to Bayou Signet State Park, and it was a long, frustrating walk to get to the pool. And the ticket taker lady was very rude. Um, she was very rude to me that time. Excuse me, but I had fun like with the wave pool and stuff like that. Um, but when I was a little kid, like they used to have like Celebration Station, and I don't know. I think I heard that they still have like Celebration Station and laser tag, and we used to even have bowling field trips to the bowling alley or whatever. But but yeah, I mean, excuse me. I mean, like ever since being back to New Orleans this past October, and like struggling to survive in my homeless situation, like I have not had any opportunity really to participate in anything luxury or anything fun, or anything like that. But like I used like for a brief moment in 2003, I worked on the both the Creole Queen and the Cajun Queen boats But I forgot what happened to Cajun Queen. But they still have the Creole Queen. But other than working there in 2003, the Creole Queen, um, I like I remember in seventh grade we went on a field trip and rode the Creole Queen all the way to Chalmette, I think, and they did like a tour, there was this tour guide telling us about the Chalmette battlefield and everything, and the War of 1812 and all that. But ever since the situation that happened in 2003 when I was temporarily homeless, um, the fake foster mom and her so-called cousins, condemned me for going in the French Quarter, um, and condemned me for going to Covenant House. But that was the doggone shelter. I was homeless at the doggone time. You said, keep going to Covenant House. You hear? Keep going to Covenant House. Or keep going in the quarters. You hear? Keep going in the quarters. So, and then I got robbed. So, now it's like, excuse me, unless absolutely necessary, like I had no choice but to back in, I think it was November, to go to the pass through the go to the French Quarter. But I think in 2017 and 18 I had moments where I may have gone to a pass through the French Quarter, but a lot of the times nowadays, like, I try to avoid anything associated with the French Quarter. Like, I try to avoid it like the plague, and just stay away from anything related to the French Quarter. You know, um, except, I like the French market, but I'm too poor to even, you know, shop for luxury or leisure there. I'm sitting here living off of mostly pretty much basic necessity, you know. So yeah, that was a good deal today, to have like that coupon of $30 worth of food for $15, but I'm gonna eat the dessert, and that will be like my meal or my dinner. But I'm gonna try to take me some bentonite clay later on, because that's, I'm pretty sure, like, for the day, like all that fried food and then cheesecake too. Um, you know, but I was quite lucky to stumble upon something like that. But otherwise, if it, I probably would have gotten cheaper meals and then took some home to this hotel. I meant to say. So but yeah, tomorrow, I guess, I don't know if it might be the muffins again for breakfast. But as I said, the reason why I don't eat the cereal is because they leave the milk on the counter, all morning, and I don't like warm milk. Like room temperature milk. If I gotta eat it with cereal, I prefer it to be cold, you know. Excuse me. So, they don't even have the milk sitting in ice or to keep it cold or anything. They just have it in the Kool-Aid picture and just sitting on the counter. Just disgusting for me, you know. But other than that, I would have like cereal, you know. Excuse me, but I miss having going being at the hotels where you can have like like the full like oatmeal and um grits, even though it's packaged, instant grits and instant oatmeal. And you can have biscuits, bacon, sausage, eggs, waffles, juice, fruit, you name it, Sometimes they might have like hash brown potatoes or something. But so far, yeah, I have been gang stalked out of those freaking hotels. Um so but that hotel that's out in the east, see they charge a deposit, but they're cheaper than this one. And they have like better breakfast. Um I mean, they got like wider variety and more options or whatever, but it's in a bad neighborhood, like a bad area, very like dangerous area or whatever. I don't think I ever want to go back there again, um, but I don't want to close that bridge or whatever, but unless I might have a moment where I might have no choice but to go back there or whatever. I don't know. But I really don't like that area, or I don't really feel comfortable or safe in that area. You know, it's a lot of crime in that area, so but so tomorrow, um I have an errand to run. Excuse me, I have an errand to run, and I mean, well, let's see. Yeah. Monday was the eclipse. Tuesday I was switching hotels. Wednesday I today and it had all that bad weather. So um tomorrow I have the opportunity to go do what I need to do. But and there's this phone errand that I keep forgetting. Um yeah, I keep forgetting about that. But so yeah. Um so yeah, like tomorrow, um I don't know how I'm going to maybe find, like, I guess when I'm out and about, I can, wherever I'll be, um and if it's lunchtime around there, maybe I can get lunch around that area, or um you know excuse me, get lunch around that area. But I mean, I'm just trying to survive. And the gang stalking network, they won't allow me. But yesterday afternoon and this morning, they had two black guys. One of them had long dreads. Now, yesterday, the guy with the long dreads, he was wearing a lot of pink. And, like, when I went to the first room was very flooded. But I think the flooding came from the air conditioner. Excuse me, the flooding came from the air conditioner. And then, so I had to switch rooms. When I switched to the second room, um, they had the perp. He was wearing a lot of pink, and it's like the moment I try to go to my room, he suddenly walks out of his room, and he did it like twice yesterday, and then he had his fake friend that stepped out of his room like right before I was walking past on the balcony or the outdoor hallways of the on the balcony of whatever of it's pretty narrow. And so both of them, like every time I left out of the room, when I went down for breakfast and when I went to switch rooms, because I had to switch rooms this morning, you know, excuse me, I had to switch rooms, and so then I had to switch rooms, and then every time I came towards my room, they like tried to like box me in and block me, or they suddenly wanting to walk on this narrow hallway balcony or whatever, at the exact same time as me, or they come out when I come out, or they come in when I come in, or like come in their room, or they come out as I'm walking in as a way to trying to put a barrier, you know, and trying to, you know, cause like confrontation, in these two guys, and the guy, his friend, was wearing like a black shirt that looked demonic, and it said the word New Age on there. He was wearing like a black hoodie, that said the word New Age, and it had some like demonic imagery or whatever. So I think the perp that was wearing pink yesterday, I could be wrong, but I think I remember he was wearing lime green today. And so after I switched into this room from the other room, the long dread-headed guy that was wearing pink yesterday and now wearing green today, he was giving me mean looks like he wanted to fight me or something. So, like, what they say, the gang stalking in the same time, entry, exit. And it's like, you are a guy walking with another guy, and you trying to frighten, bully, scare, and intimidate a single female that's by herself, you know? So, wow. But it's like, if you team up with other people and you a dude to gang up on one single disabled, defenseless female. Excuse me. So, but I mean, if it weren't for the rain, um, I don't know what I would have had to eat today, but I'm thankful and glad to have like a roof over my head and enough funds for food for a couple of days. And then I would hate to be back on the streets Friday, um, Friday morning, and then if they got the French Quarter Fest going on all weekend, and that's dreadful. Um, but with my jail situation, I can't go out of state. Like before the arraignment, they were saying that I couldn't go out of state or whatever. I wasn't allowed to go out of state. So me dealing with the court thing, it looks like I can't go out of. I don't know, but it looks like I can't go out of state um until after all this is over, and you know the online perps and you know the cops, of course, and the online perps and the fake public offender, um excuse me, they're pushing so heavily, pushing for me to go back to jail and do 30 days and be convicted. And people saying don't let the fake public pretender offender bully you to take a plea deal. You know. So but the officers were perping that night. They were gang stalking that night. And it's like that probably was a setup because, as I said, multiple police cars passed by me 3 days in a row and never said anything, and then you know, but they sat there and then left. I mean, started to leave, and then they made a sharp turn and came and drove down the wrong side of the street, fraudulently and illegally. Damn it. Um, when they lied on me and said that I was trying to duck and hide, I was not. I was grabbing my phone to film and record. Because when they came back that fast, that made that sharp turn, it seemed like they were just, I just knew that they were about to do me something. So with them keep on saying, keep your hands out of your pocket, I wouldn't have been able to film or record shit. But I was able to record the first almost 3 minutes, and they knocked my phone out of my hand, and on the police report they made me sound as retarded, slow, and crazy as possible. You know. So yeah, they were plotting and planning and conspiring all along. And they probably did nothing for 3 days because they probably just wanted to do their dirty deeds and make sure it's a satanic ritual high day, and make sure that make sure that was a full moon, and make sure everything was right. But I think I remember it was 12:30 that they approached me, but they made it like as if they approached me at 1:15. But no, I think I ended up walking into the jail at about 1:15. They make my nose itch. I mean, at about 1:15, was when I no, you know what? I think when they put me in handcuffs, I think that was about 1:15 in the morning. But I still can't believe that happened, though. I still can't believe that happened. But but see, what's today, April 10th. April 10th. Um, you know, I'm not gonna, well, the perps probably already know, but pretty soon the court date will come up. Um, you know, and then the fake public offender was trying to tell me basically that, that me not having anywhere to put my belongings, if I that I couldn't bring my backpack or anything up in there, and that the police would throw my stuff away. You know, so like all my valuables. I mean, so I would have to, have to ask for help with hotel room for 2 nights. Again, asking for help for hotel room for 2 nights so that, I can have a place to have my stuff. And, you know, but, you know, damn, they have some people who ain't never been in trouble with the law. And then, like, when they be close to 60 years old, the first time they get in trouble with the law. And you hear stories about police brutality and for minor crimes or a false accusation of crimes. You hear stories about people ending up paralyzed from the police brutality. But people who be convicted of murder, they don't get treated nearly as bad as somebody who is, have to, deal with like a traffic stop or something like that. And sometimes, a lot of the time, the police just fuck with random innocent people for no reason at all. In which I figured that was what the cops were doing to me. And I figured that the cops confronted me because I like, one of the first things I thought, oh, the online stalkers had called the police on me. So that was one of the reasons why I was all confused, because I'm like, oh, did they lie and say that it was their property? So I mean, I'm going to reiterate again that I didn't know it was against the law. And I didn't realize that the laws were different, and if I would have known that it was against the law, then I would not have done that, But I'm sitting here homeless with nowhere to go, trying to survive, and not even trying to commit a crime. But, the way the officers lied and manipulated and the way they spun the story to make their lies sound believable. And that's what people with narcissistic personalities do. I was not ducking and hiding. I was grabbing my phone because I knew y'all were coming to harass me. Because y'all sat there for a few minutes and then drove off. And the way they turned around, like, and that aggression, I thought that was men. It was shocking to find out that those were women. But I had to hurry up and get my camera out. And they lied on me and said that I was just trying to duck and hide. No, I bent down to get my camera out of my get my phone out of my backpack. And then they tried to make it like I was just recording like some crazy weirdo or something. you know, excuse me. But it seems like the online stalkers are very, very mad at me now. And it's like they've been very, 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 very mad at me lately, you know. Um, but they don't have the authority or the right to be mad at me. Like my life ain't their business, you know. So, you know, they had this perp named Anal Wart Linda, you know, that was trying to bully and harass me, and you know, with me being out on the streets, and she made a threat to call the police on me. It's like, leave me alone. So, I mean, my gang stalking started since foster care. But in foster care, I had a lot of interactions with fake Gretna police, you know. And I think that Gretna police helped my twin sister sell out. And I've been hearing a lot of stories, not a whole lot, but a few stories about how one of the deferred prosecution things that they try. Now this is just some crooked shit, you know, that the deferred prosecution that they will try to manipulate for you to become a confidential informant. And that's why people are begging me, like, do not take any plea deals. You know, excuse me. So, but the fake public offender pretender told me over the phone that, you know, I would have to be cleaning out Gretna police squad vehicles or whatever. You know, I want nothing to do with them. I want to stay away from fake Gretna police, you know. So, but I've heard, you know, stories about people who end up being a confidential informant, and it's corruption made to look good. You know, so basically, and I heard that being a confidential informant, a lot of people have gotten killed. I saw a YouTube video suggestion that somebody said it was a 17-year-old child that got killed being a confidential informant. But I heard that it's not always if you got in some trouble with the law and then you end up, you know, being a confidential informant. But I heard that sometimes the FBI can just come knock on your door randomly, you know, or even fake FBI agents come knock on your door and try to manipulate you to become a perp and threaten you with jail. And I've heard some people like who've never committed a crime, never been convicted of a crime, never been in any trouble with the law, and they come and approach you and trying to get you to gang stalk or watch this person and that person, and then if you refuse, they throw you in jail. Ain't that something? Or they want to throw you in prison for a long time, or throw you in jail or whatever for years. Excuse me. I've heard stories like that. Like, so they have somebody. I'm not gonna mention her real name, but she was in a TI community, and she said that she refused to be like a snitch. She refused to be a police snitch, and then she ended up suffering gang stalking. And she was supportive of me back in 2019, 2020, but she just, I don't know what happened. One of the people in the TI community who disappeared and quit doing YouTube videos. And so then after a while somebody was accusing her of being a perp, but I don't know. I mean, she didn't seem like a perp to me, but but that might have been a fake TI perp falsely accusing her, or she might have flipped and turned. I don't know, but she said she ended up being gang stalked real heavy, you know, and but it's like they have people in the so-called TI community that's when they just get the mental health treatment, or they're constantly targeted for jail all the time, jail and prison all the time. And people like me end up, you know, dealing with the jail threats or threats to be mentally institutionalized. It seems like I guess I'm targeted for the mental health and the jail prison thing. But they got some people that's just targeted for the jail and prison thingy, and other people that's combination of both, and some people that's just targeted for the mental health thing. But yeah, I ended up being targeted because of foster care. And so a few years ago I tried to ask about how common it would be for people who were former foster kids who end up targeted. Or I believe a lot of biological parents whose kids were taken away and put in CPS in the foster care or adopted or whatever. I'm wondering if the parents were targeted. Um, and it's like, wow. So a lot of people it seems like a lot of our crimes is to just not know our rights or not exercising our rights. So excuse me. And I heard even if it's not for the CPS and foster care system, like even the regular police for other false accusations or crimes, if the police will lie about search warrants just to get in your house, and people talk about trespassing. I mean, I didn't even realize that people had the power, authority, and the right to not allow police in their house, or if they have the authority to kick the police out of their house. And we're not in the and we're not supposed to just blindly obey any and every command that a cop gives us. When the cops be shady. I mean, publicly, like, I think I've had it happen to me too. It's like, if the cops want to publicly ask you what is your name, birth date, and social security number, and like, why they want to know your social security number, and then it's all on body cam, and then they do any and every, they want to know your name, birthday, social security number, and phone number. And then the cops, I think the Pensacola police gave Alex Dupree and other gang stalkers my phone number. And I'm like, I almost got shot and killed for nothing by police. Like for New Year's 2020. I committed no crime. And Alex Dupree was stalking, following, and harassing me and called the police on me unprovoked for no reason. And the Pensacola police hunted me down and bullied and abused me and, made jail threats at me. And the female officer was more aggressive than the male officer. And then when she left, the male officer pretended to be fake nice, and then he dotted his eyes back and forth like he was shady, and then he fraudulently and illegally took down my name and phone number and birthday and all that, you know. Next thing you know, Alex Dupree had access to my phone number, my YouTube videos and everything, you know. And so I don't know how many times Alex Dupree called the police on me unprovoked. And then he will stalk, follow, and harass me, and then lie to the police and say I'm doing it to him. Especially when I start documenting and recording, you know, what he's doing to me. And then they had another man in downtown Pensacola. He looked just like Alex, but except he was much shorter and smaller. And you know, he was abusive and narcissistic and try to you know, bully and intimidate me, you know, and harassed and condemned me about dozing off and falling asleep. And it's like, motherfucker, you just a damn janitor. Like, do you even work here? Like, you're not even the store owner, or, you know, you're just a janitor. You know, you leave me alone and mind your business. Excuse me. So, but yeah, like, and they kept on telling me on New Year's Day, they kept saying keep your hands out of your pocket. And it's like, well, you said to get my driver's license. How else am I supposed to get the driver's license? It's in my pocket. You know, if you demand to see my ID, you know, and I did not realize that I had to, well, I heard it depends on the city and state, you know. Excuse me, but I was, even that time, you know, because Alex Dupree lied on me, I was seconds away from getting shot and killed by the police. And he would stalk, follow, and harass me and tell me that the police got me under surveillance. And then he would tell police what to do to me, and they would obey and listen to him. Like, you're telling the police what to do? And then he would brag about how police are all his friends. You know. Excuse me. So, but yeah, everybody is making it like as if no ifs, ands, or buts about it, that I'm definitely going back to jail. But I mean, y'all forcing people to be homeless. So the previous video that I uploaded, showing the rain and everything, the online perps must have got really mad. They were mad at that video. But I played the video back, and I didn't realize the weather was so loud that me talking, okay, my phone just alerted me that the streetcar and buses and ferry and stuff is back in service. See, you know. So anyway, I forgot what I was just talking about. So yeah, Alex was stalk, follow, and harass me and tell me the police got me under surveillance. And he would tell me the police are all his friends. You know. But excuse me. But oh yeah. Now I remember what I was talking about. So yeah, I didn't realize that the weather was so loud and I wasn't talking loud enough in the video, you know. But you know, the gang stalking network, they gave me multiple thumbs down and were mad at me for that video earlier. I'm like, y'all mad at me and want to punish me for stuff that's not even your business. That's narcissistic right there. You know, they are vibrating my body right now. And I forgot to mention that I think it was last night they were vibrating my body. And when I was in that other room, um, I was itching all over. But I don't have welts like bed bug kind of welts. But I've been itching all over. But I did see a few bugs, but they seemed different from bed bugs yesterday, But when I came in here, I killed one gnat. Um, but I haven't seen any bugs or flies or gnats other than that one gnat that I killed. It was a red gnat too. It was a kind of big and a red gnat that I killed. Excuse me. So, I mean, as I said, I got the heater on right now, and trying to let my shoes dry. You know, but it's kind of warm in here. Excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, I heard that if you have to do community service for deferred prosecution, I heard it's so time consuming that you won't be able to work a regular job. But the fake public offender, I think he was just trying to say it was a few hours a week. But other people said that it is, you know, it's a full work day worth of, you know, but I don't want any interaction with like the fake Gretna police or really any police. Because they're all abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean. And I don't know if all of them are gang stalkers, but I mean, even you go to the clerk of court office, that lady ain't nice. The other lady ain't nice. You know. And, I mean, I don't understand why does everybody who works with jail, courts, police, everybody's like abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean, and got this like frightening, intimidating, threatening kind of demeanor. Like they narcissistically demand that you fear them. You know, and they walk around eternally angry. You know, and I heard that cops were even corrupt back in the 70s. I heard in the 70s it was really bad. But I don't know about the 60s or 50s or whatever, But I heard cops been corrupt at least since the 70s. But yeah, so basically, that's I guess what community policing is that the police get criminals to do their dirty job for them, you know. And I guess that's part of the reason why they call it community policing and gang stalking, you know. excuse me, and I heard that agreeing to become a confidential informant is selling out. But I can't believe how many fake TI perps have used projection and falsely accused me of being a confidential informant, or falsely accusing me of working for the DHS, FBI, CIA, and all that. And it's like, um, I, I have not even looked into locating like where near New Orleans is the fusion center, a gang stalking DHS fusion center. I don't know. I like if you ask me right now without googling, I do not know where a fusion center is located close to New Orleans. I didn't even know when I was in Pensacola, Florida, really. But I've never had any interaction with the FBI, the CIA, the DHS, but fake TI perps that sold out, they falsely accuse you and project what they do to you. They falsely accuse you of doing it to them. So, I have never contacted the FBI. I never called them. Never contacted the DHS. And in recent years have I heard of DHS, like the Department of Homeland Security. And I never knew that the CIA and the FBI and all that was evil until my Illuminati research. I never contacted the CIA either. And I never contacted the Library of Congress. The closest I have contacted was the doggone police. But any of my complaints, they shrug their shoulders and lie and say that there's nothing that they can do. If I make a report about a crime committed against me. So those guys from this morning, I did not realize that when I switched rooms, I was trying so hard I didn't remember or didn't know what room the guys were in. And I wanted to be as far away as possible. And I accidentally selected the room that's like right next to them. Well, right next to the other guy. The one with the long dreads. And it's like, damn. I couldn't figure out which room he was in to avoid it. And then I accidentally selected the room next to him, Damn. I didn't mean to, But hopefully he'll leave me alone. You know. But this morning I was awakened at like 4:30 or something, 4 o'clock or 4:30, because they had, or maybe it was like 4:45, somewhere around there, and they had somebody near, very close by. I thought it was a woman, but I guess it was a man, because I'm like, no way in hell, like somebody, they had a whole bunch of loud vehicles passing by, and they also had a man hollering and talking really loud, and that woke me up and kept me up. And last night, my left ear, I guess I was in the other room. And last night, my left ear was leaking fluid. And then I felt slight pain in my ear. It's like I didn't realize I had like a minor ear infection or whatever, but from keeping these earbuds in for a long time, And I didn't realize I had water in my ear from the other day, from the other time when I took a shower. And then my, like, it was fluid draining from my left ear, last night, you know. So I switched rooms this morning, you know, because, I mean, like, if I'm at other hotels, if I select a room type and then the next day it's no longer available and I renew more nights, they'll let me stay in the same room for the same price. But here, they make me switch rooms, you know, or if I stayed in the same room, they would charge me extra or whatever, you know. So, but I'm thankful and glad, you know, to have a roof over my head temporarily at least and be off the streets. But, I mean, after the next court date, you know, I don't know if I can ask, well, am I still eligible to go and look for more jobs and try to work? Or, you know, or am I toast? But, you know, I think it's part of the gang stalking that they're pushing for me to go to jail, so for more mind control and experimentation on me. Because I heard that, like, if you're locked up in jail or prison and they torture you with weapons, you don't have any escape. You know, and I do best with solitary confinement. I mean, I felt unsafe in that jail dorm, you know, with the other women, and, you know, was afraid that I was going to get jumped. They're so self-righteous about telling me stay off other people's property when nobody was living there. But then, you know, they want to get gangster and ghetto and try to jump people. You asking me, what are you in here for? But when I ask you what you're in there for, you sit there and, you know, make it like as if it's none of my business. Or like all y'all women. And it's like, I'm the only one that was in there for trespassing. And because I'm freaking homeless and I didn't know. And everybody else, all the other women in there, like, in there for domestic violence. Like, is this used, like, to intimidate and scare me? Like, y'all all in there for domestic violence. Not every single one of them, but a lot of the women said that they were in there for domestic violence. You know, like, you can't even keep your hands to yourself. But you hypocritically tell me stay off other people's property when nobody was fucking living there. You know, and the place was gutted out, and you can't even, the place is gutted out, and the place is unlivable. You know, the house was very fucked up, you know, very messed up. I don't even know if they should just demolish the house and start back up from scratch, or if they should just, if they would just, you want to sell, like, that's like trying to sell, like if you're trying to sell a salvage car or something. I mean, a vehicle that won't even, a vehicle that's just of no use at all, like just toast. You know, might as well burn that thing to ashes. You know, but I mean, but you know, and it's like all this police worship and self-righteousness that people have, and the same people, excuse me, they don't even pray, read the Bible, or acknowledge God. you know. But you're so self-righteous about rules and laws, and then throw up devil horns and do everything that's contrary to God. And you can be self-righteous and hypocritical about condemning people for rules and laws, and you think your fake authority is so high, you think you're better, you think you're superior, you know. So, but yeah, I have no idea of where I will be or how I'm gonna be trying to survive this weekend. You know, um, it's so. I mean, as I said, it's so hard being forced to have to live like this, and you know, I think that people just stubborn and don't want to believe proof. But like, if you got a paper trail or patterns of documentation of each time your neighbors is blasting loud music or doing something or some other form of then you can notice that it's patterns of harassment, but people, well, I heard that the fake injustice system only cares about quotas and what will make them money, and they're not really interested in solving real crimes, you know. So, um, I mean, I didn't get enough sleep last night. Um, you know, but I'm not feeling really that tired right now. But I'm not feeling really that tired right now. But I mean, it's like my mind is still um at the moment not equipped mentally to work on like any short stories or writing or anything. It's like my mind is not even clear, you know. Um, so, I mean, as I said, the police and the fake public offender and the gang stalking network, they're all pushing for me to go to jail. And they must figure, oh, yeah, this is our ripe opportunity to try to get her to sell out and flip and join us. No, I don't want to join y'all fake asses. No more cults for Candy Grand Prix. So, you know, but I mean, people, they be self-righteous. People that's narcissistic, they be self-righteous and come down hard on you. It's like they be so abusive, narcissistic, and self-righteous and fake, but condemning your flaws or their perception of your flaws. And they don't think that their flaws is that bad, you know. But I mean, I feel like almost everybody is a narcissistic abuser, or that almost everybody is a gang stalker. And it's a small amount of people who who haven't sold out. It's like almost every damn body seems like they sold their soul to the devil. And it's like they got more devil worshippers than real Christians. And a lot of fakes and that masquerade as Christians, but they and some people say with the MK Ultra, that some people may be programmed with both Christianity and devil worship mixed in together in New Age and stuff, you know. But, you know, so many people, like, they come down hard on you and attack you with an attitude of self-righteousness, like they think they're superior. And we all need to humble ourselves and, you know, stop acting invincible, like you think that nothing will happen to you, or you don't think that you will get in trouble for some crime. Because, like, with the New World Order tyranny, you know, I heard of people, you know, getting arrested and going to jail for collecting rainwater in their backyard. Or with the tyranny of your next door neighbor calls on you because you're growing organic veggies in your backyard. Or if they see that you're a prepper, oh, they turn you in to the state and get your kids wrongfully taken away, and then, you know, force your kids to be controlled by the government rather than you having an authority and the right to raise your kids yourself. You know, if you don't want your child to brush his teeth with fluoridated toothpaste, oh, they want to falsely report, oh, child abuse. It ain't your doggone business what somebody has their child brushing their teeth with. But a whole bunch of nosy, narcissistic busybodies, you know, who like to stick their nose in other people's business with a fake attitude of self-righteousness and thinking and fake, like you think you're better than, you know, but it's actually jealousy. Like, if people can just leave their fucking neighbors alone. You know, but I don't even know how many other people have ended up homeless because of having bad neighbors or because of having bad coworkers at work. Like, I saw these I saw a video suggestion. I didn't watch the video, but I think I saved it or whatever. Of where a guy killed his coworker. So if the workplace mobbing can be that bad, or workplace bullying can be that bad, where you end up killing your coworker, and the coworker was a female. I mean, just like with them harassing me about the food at work at Piccadilly, it's like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm paying for the damn food. Damn, Carol, you eating again? Well, just leave me alone and mind your business. The top managers didn't say that you're only allowed to buy food for one meal. But, you know, they said that, you know, if you wanted to eat, you have to eat there and you get the half price off. You get your half price off and you eat whenever you feel like it. Nobody's stopping you. But a whole bunch of them just fucking ganging up on me, leave me the fuck alone. And then trying to bully, harass, and threaten and intimidate me and stuff. And if it weren't for them workplace mobbing me off that job, this jail situation wouldn't have happened. Because, like, you know, I probably could have had work that day and then been in a hotel, and that jail situation probably wouldn't have happened if I still had the job. And the same person who, bullied me to the point to make me feel unsafe where I was forced to have to quit. Oh, it's your birthday that I'm end up going to jail. 4 days later after being workplace mobbed off the job. And then they had those boys, those 5 boys who acted effeminate. Um and trying to bully somebody. Trying to bully a woman. And the cops didn't even investigate their one headlight or one tail light. They were like them ganging up on me and attacking me was their main focus. And that's how I know even the cops were gang stalkers. The fake Gretna police, where my gang stalking started. The fake foster mom and my twin sister sold me out.